Welcome back to Friends of Nature Summer Camp, everyone. Hope you all had a good rest. Excellencies, distinguished guests, participants, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good evening to all of you. We are delighted to welcome all of you to the Day 3 of Friends of Nature Summer Camp 2023. I am Aina, your MC for the event today. Before we proceed, I have a few housekeeping notes with some details of our program. First, please make sure your microphones are muted while the program is ongoing. If you have any question during the program, you're allowed to turn it on or just leave your inquiries on the chat box to everyone or to me during the Q&A session. All participants are encouraged to turn on your cameras during the program. Please remember to switch your layout on the top right corner of your screen to the grid layout. You are encouraged to give your reaction during the program using the emojis at the bottom of your screen. Lastly, please remember to fill in the attendance form provided at the end of this session in order to receive your e-certificate. To bless our ceremony this evening, please welcome Muhammad Amir Aimi to recite the prayer.
Alhamdulillah, and thank you, MC. إلى حضرة النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه شيء لله الفاتحة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين اللهم إنك خالق العظيم إنك سميع عليم إنك غفور رحيم إنك رب العرش العظيم إنك بار الجوار الكريم. Ya Allah, you are the one who has all the praise. You are the one who deserves to receive all the praise. You are the one who deserves to receive all the thanks. You are the one who owns all the government. In your hands are all the virtues. To you all a first return. Allahu Ya Karim Ya Rahim, give us your mercy and grace on the occasions, Friend of Nature Summer Camp held today. Bless it from beginning to end. Ya Fi'al Lima Yurid, we also ask for your protection from all things that can mar the success of our ceremony, and from all things that make us neglect to obey you. We entrust all our affairs to you. Rabbana alayka tawakkalna wa ilayka anabna wa ilaykal masir. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Amin, Amin, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Thank you, Aimi, for reciting the prayer just now. Ladies and gentlemen, Friends of Nature Summer Camp, FNSC 2023 is an international program which is hosted by University Technology Mara UITM Shah Alam and a collaboration between the Department of Environment Malaysia, National Institute of Technology Ube College, and ITUC Japan, and sponsored by ZHH Global Engineering Sdn Bhd. FNSC 2023 will be held from 4 March 2023 until 13 March 2023. FNSC is a program that is engrossed in improving the quality of human life without putting unnecessary strain on the Earth supporting ecosystem in terms of three pillars of sustainability: economic sustainability, social sustainability, and environmental sustainability. Aligned with the theme of FNSC 2023, that is Learning Today for a Sustainable Tomorrow, we hope that our participants will become sustainable leaders who think about the future in which environmental, societal, and economic consideration are balanced in the pursuit of improved quality of life. FNSC will consist of several webinars and forums which focus on exposing the participant to the concept of sustainability and address the sustainability issues all around the world. Without further ado, we initiate this webinar with our background of Rakan Alam Sekitar UiTM Student Chapter.
He opens up my door and I get into his car and he says, "You look beautiful tonight," and I feel perfectly fine. But I need somebody to say the rain at 2 a.m. and I'm cursing your name, so in love with your acting fake, and that's the way I love you. Breaking down and coming up like a roller coaster kind of rush. Never knew I could feel that much, and that's the way I love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, our theme of webinar for today is Eco Services Practice. Ladies and gentlemen, our theme of webinar for today is Eco Services Practice, Schedule Waste Management with the topic of Effect of E-Waste to Environment by Madam Siti Binti Parmin, Managing Director from TESA Malaysia, Sdn Bhd. Please be ready for this session. Here is the biography of Madam Siti Binti Parmin. Madam Siti Binti Parmin is currently a Managing Director from TESA Malaysia, Sdn Bhd, and formerly in charge of HR and full spectrum of company operation. She also experienced speaker which has more than 30 years in industry, covering manufacturing, recycling, and IT services. She's also a competent person for schedule waste management and also a qualified internal auditor for ISO management system. She also certified HRDF trainer. Before we begin, friendly reminder, if anyone has any question, you may directly ask our guest speaker or you may leave your question in the chat box during the Q&A session. Kindly reminder to mute your microphone during the presentation to avoid interruptions. Without further ado, please welcome Madam Siti Binti Parmin. The floor is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Boleh dengar ke?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Okay, first of all, thank you for organizer for inviting me to be one of the panel for your Friends of Nature Summer Camp 2023 program. Yeah, it's an honor for me to be together with the rest of you guys, students from UiTM and others also understand is here. Also, we have a participant from other countries, which is understand from Indonesia, Japan, no, or Pakistan. So thanks everyone for inviting me, and thanks for having me with your programs. Yeah. For today, I was asked to give a talk or sharing knowledge or experience in eco-service practice more specifically in effect of e-waste to environment. So I will share with you some slides with some information, and I hope this will be beneficial to every one of you. And there will be a question and answer session after this, and you can ask anything either with regards to the slides that I'll share or any other info that may come to your mind. Okay, let's start. Next slide, please. Okay, I think just now the speaker has shared my biodata. Just a big extra from me. My name is Puan Siti binti Parmin. I'm 54 years old, quite old already. Married with 4 kids, 1 granddaughter. So my background is basically from admin management. I graduated from University of Colorado Denver in 1991. Actually, I'm also a product of UiTM. I took my English course before I go overseas in UiTM Shah Alam, and then a 2 years program with SUNY program. Then only I went to Colorado to get my degree. And after graduate, I work, my past 30 years experience working, I only engage with 2 companies. I'm a very loyal employer. Okay, my first was engaged with 2 Consult and President Berhad. It's a manufacturing company doing metal stamping. So we are a hardcore of this metal stamping industry during that time. So we provide components to industries like automotive, electronic industries. I was with the company until 2004, where I joined CePSWaM Malaysia Berhad. I worked with CePSWaM for 10 years until 2014. Then I resigned. Then I came back in 2016, and I'm still with this company until today. So basically, I'm managing CePSWaM Malaysia. We have 2 sites, Johor Bahru and Pulau Pinang. Yeah, basically managing overall operation of the company. So basically, that's some of background on myself. Next, please. Okay. What we expect from this sharing session? Yeah, I hope after we finish the maybe 30 minutes or 1 hour sharing session, everyone will have more better understanding of what is e-waste all about, the definition of e-waste, the how to identify e-waste, what's the category, the composition of e-waste, what are the toxic in the electronic equipment that become categorized as e-waste. And then most importantly, we need to know what's the impact, understand how, if e-waste is not being properly managed, how this thing can damage our environment, our ecosystem, yeah. And how can we as a student or human, as a public, can actually control the generation of e-waste or to reduce the generation of e-waste, and how to dispose, or basically how to dispose e-waste basically in Malaysia, yeah. So these are, I hope these 4 things everyone can gain some info after the sharing session. Next, please. Okay, definition of e-waste. So in general, when we talk about e-waste, we talk about unused or unwanted electric or electronic equipments. Yeah, as long as we don't want it anymore, either it's old or it's broken or it's come to its end of life, So it can be categorized as of e-waste. Yeah, your handphones, your laptops, yeah, is electronics. Once you decide you don't want it anymore, yeah, it will become e-waste. Okay. And under Environmental Quality Act 1974, which is the law that we use in Malaysia under Department of Environment, schedule waste falls under the category of SW110. Now, if you study the first schedule of Environmental Quality Act, there are 77 waste code, right? So e-waste falls under the waste code of SW110, yeah, which defined as waste from electrical and electronic assemblies containing PCB, PCT, and any substance that's dangerous to environment. So where this e-waste come from? Yeah, what are the source and generation of e-waste in Malaysia, in any world, no, in any countries? So here in Malaysia, we can split the generation of e-waste from two sources. One, we call it from industrial, e-waste generating from industrial. Second is e-waste generating from household. So from industrial, we have a lot of like manufacturing, producing brand new products, our OEM. We have a lot of financial institutions. We focus using all those laptops, any IT equipments. We have telco, a lot of telco companies giving us 4G, 5G, 3G. So every time we upgrade the technology, there is a waste generated from that, yeah, because of the equipment that they use. So like for household, it's basically the big equipment, yeah, like refrigerator, your aircon, your TV, and then you can find a lot of these brand names producing this, yeah, as a producer. Huawei, Microsoft, Cisco, Dell, a lot. Your handphone, these are just some of the brand names available in market that producing electronics equipment that we use daily. And when we decided not to use it anymore, so it turns to e-waste. So far, okay ke? Chill je.
So far good, madam.
So this is just a chill sharing. You can just stop me anytime, yeah. Okay. So if we put it into we say a chart, okay, a big bulk of the e-waste are basically generating from household appliances, yeah, contribute about 42%. Then IT equipment, auto IT technologies, about 34%. Then the rest are from consumers, from others. Next, please. Okay, these are just samples of what electronic items looks like. Yeah, when they are good, they are our friends. When they are no more in use or we don't need them anymore, so they become e-waste. So household is basically the one that's very hard to manage, yeah, because they are big, they are bulky, and they don't have much of value that can be recovered after their life ended. Yeah, so you can see washing machine, fridge, TV. Last time we have CRT, CRT monitor, CRT TV, aircons, and these are just samples of household or electronic item that become e-waste. Yeah. So if you see this Perangkaan Alam Sekitar Malaysia 2021, yeah, the volume are actually increasing every year. It's double, triple. So if it doesn't manage properly, so it will give a very bad impact to us, basically, yeah, the environment, the human. So the growing numbers of this e-waste is very serious. That's why we have to take it seriously. Yeah. Now, so that we can give a good environment or a good world to the next generation. Yeah. Next, please. Next slide. Okay, this slide I share with you guys a general mass balance. Now, when we do assemble of electronic, there must be a components inside that become the mass balance of the equipment. So when become an e-waste, we do a demanufacturing. We dismantle everything, and from what we dismantle, these are actually the mass balance that we can find. So if you see, we have like plastic, aluminium, iron. These are in our industry, in our company, basically, we call it the waste stream that we can actually recover if we do a proper recycling. We do 100% dismantle, we segregate everything, all the waste stream, then only you can see the PCB, which contain 5 to 15% of this electronic equipment is the one that actually a hazard or contain a hazardous material. The rest of this mass balance is actually become a good, we call it a second material, which can be reused back if it's properly managed or recycled. Okay, it's not the whole things of the equipment is e-waste. It's only the one that contain, I think you can go to the next slide, okay? These are basically the components or the parts that's in the equipment that contain a hazardous substance, which if we do not properly manage or treat, it can be dangerous to environment. But actually, these are the one, the core, I can call it a precious component inside electronic that actually contain a natural, we call it what? Because this can be extract. Yeah, we have. If you see from this picture or this yellow color, yeah, you nampak all those yellow colors. It's actually a gold. If it's been treated or recovered properly, we actually doing a modern mining. Instead of we go to to all these mountains, try to get all this gold, it's actually from this waste, we are recovering a precious metal. It's a gold, it's a modern mining, and we give back this material to industries if it's been properly managed. If not been properly managed, it will become a hazardous to environment because it's contain a substance like lead, cadmium, mercury, and such on. So far, so good.
Everything is good, madam.
Okay, so this is what you guys are interested. What happen if the e-waste are being improper handled? So a lot of companies, they dump all these things in the third country after they took the valuable item. For example, all these monitor CRTs, actually they took up the good material already, like they extract the copper already. So the rest of it, they dump. So this is what happened, the impact. We can categorize into the impact to soil, to our water, to our air. So basic 3 things of our environment, right? Next, please. So how they negatively impact the soils? So for example, when we have a broken CRT lying outside, our house or dalam kelapa sawit punya ladang, all this when it breaks, they have a heavy metals inside. So with the rains, everything, this material, this substance will leach down, goes into the soil. So when it goes to the soil, it will influence the plant growth, also the growth, also the quality of the soil. And we, a human, we consume the vegetables. We take it as our food supply. So it will come into our human body. So it can cause a health complication such as birth defect, cancer, and so on. Yeah. And how it negative impact to, next slide please, water. Water also the same. The leaches, or we have river contamination. Fish will eat the substance. Who will eat the fish? We human will eat the fish. One, it will harm to human. The other one is it will harm to the ocean itself, to the ecosystem of the ocean itself. So these are a very serious impact. It's very serious damaging to our environment if we do not properly manage all these electronic equipment. Also, same things to negative impact to air. When they do the burning, sometimes they want to recover the copper from the wire. The wire is insulated with the plastic. So for them to extract the wire, if they are not being properly processed, they will burn the wire. So the plastic will melt and they will get the copper. But the process, the illegal process of this will affect the quality of our air. All right, so it contributes to climate change, global warming, reduce the ability of photosynthetic of plants and so on. And again, it causes an increase in occurrence of health effect to human, our respiratory disorder, cancer, and so on. So basically, it goes back to human, to environment, to human. Okay. Next slide. So a lot of these activities happen in a third world country, or we call it when the e-waste are managed by unauthorized recycler. For them, it's only the good material that they want. They don't care about the process. They don't care about the impact of their action. So improper disposal of e-waste by unauthorized recycler is very damaging. It's very very risk, if it's not been properly managed. So these are the impact. Air, water. This is a very simple pictures to understand the whole impact that we have shared earlier. Yeah. So I think you guys also knows a lot of news about our rivers, our land, locally in Johor itself, I think in Selangor, and I think the rest of the world also, there is a lot of incident happen due to improper managing of e-waste. This is just sharing some of the news. And this is something that I like to share also. What are the toxin content in e-waste and the impacts to health environment? I think you guys can see or can read and can study this. I already informed the organizer that if you guys need this copy of the slides, you can ask from the organizer. Again, you can see how bad the impact, what are the toxin actually contained in each of these equipment that we are really worried, if it's not being properly handled, the impact will come back to us. Yeah. So I don't think we need to go through one by one. Yeah. Okay. This is the part that I think we are supposed to seriously look into as an individual, as a responsible rakyat, yeah. So there's a lot of things that we can do actually to control, and I list out here, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, about 9 of it. We can go through one by one. So one, how we can reduce the amount of e-waste. Be a good consumer. Every one of us must have at least one gadget with us. I think even you as a student, most of you guys have maybe 2 or 3 gadgets. 2 handphones, 1 laptop, speaker, a printer, correct? So is it really necessary to change the handphone every year, you know? Sometimes we still have the equipment are still good, but we want to follow the trend. New models come in, so we change our handphone. So after this, be a good consumer. Yeah, not because you want to follow the trend, because every single action that we do, there is an impact on it. Yeah. Another things what we can do is reuse. Reuse as often as possible. This one later or maybe I explain how we as industry, we change our business mind, our business pillar. Last time from recycling as our major activities to become a reuse ITEC processing company. Because for us, recycle has to be the last option. Yeah, recycling has to be the last option. As much as we can to reuse it, reuse it. That's why now we educate public, we educate industry. Whatever equipment that you have, sometimes because there is some companies, you know, they have this policy. Every 3 years, every 4 years, they will change their staff equipment, staff laptop, you know. Even though they're still good, they're still working, but it's the company policy. So if you look 10 years back, you know, every time this happened, the company will ask us to recycle, damage everything, destroy everything. But through times, we change our mindset, we change the business, you know, we educate them. Why should we recycle something where there is still a life, there is still a value for that? So we promote the business of reuse so that we can remarket back the good equipment. Of course, the unfunction or non-working, we do a proper recycling, but the good one, they should be given a second chance, you know, because even even now, like us, you know, i7, 11 gens is already coming into our site for recycling. Yeah, i7, 11 generation laptop is already, we call it second hand already. So if you don't change the mindset of reuse it, no, we just advise client, okay, just recycle, destroy everything, but we want to change that. Yeah, so this is a very serious things that everyone have to think and to take action. Yeah, reuse, reuse, and reuse as much as possible. Yeah. And then third item is educate yourself. Yeah, what actually inside the gadget that we have. Maybe we can buy something that is long lasting rather than something that is very fast obsolete, you know, so that we can reduce the generation of that e-waste. Yeah. And recycle, recycle, recycle. No matter what we have, try to recycle, you know, plastic. From the e-waste, we do a proper recycling, send back the plastic to plastic producer, we send back the iron to iron producer, we send back the aluminium to aluminum producer, so it can be reused back in the industry. Rather than dump everything without a proper dismantle or recycle. Okay. And then this e-waste, I touched on the 8 item there, understand security issues. Actually, when we talk about electronic, yeah, when we talk about your handphones, your laptop, your PC, the most important thing actually is not your laptop, not the hardware. It's actually the data inside that equipment. Yeah, that's most important and need to be taken care of. So that's why our company, as one of the industry, we educate this to client. We will do a process where we take care of the IT or IP matters of your equipment. We do a data wipe of your data from your hard disk, and your laptop, your desktop, your servers can be resell as second hand. If you really understand why the laptop is so expensive, why the server is so expensive, it's actually the data contained inside that, inside the hard disk, that need to be properly managed. So if you understand this matter about security, then the unit, the hardware itself can be reused, can be resell. Yeah. And then I think basically you can read this, the rest of the items. Yeah. Okay. Like I said earlier, recycling should be the last hierarchy. Okay. It should be reuse, recover. The last is only recycle. Okay. When you want to reuse, basically what you need to do is you have to make sure whatever data or client information that contain inside the equipment being taken care of. So we provide this data destruction or data sanitization process before this item can be refurbished and remarketed as used equipment. There's still a value. For example, if let's say your ITM, you have 1,000 unit of old laptops, and you ask us to recycle. We as a recycler, we will buy your equipment on a scrap value. Maybe I offer your ITM 60 cents per kg because there's not much we can recover except for some irons, you know. But we change the mindset. We offer you to buy back the equipment after we took care of your IP matters. That means your data, you know, we do this process. We will offer you the equipment based on the spec. i5, different price, i7, 6 gen, different price, 8 gen, different price, no? So instead of you get, let's say, laptop, one piece of laptop, maybe about 3 kg, okay? If I buy as a recycle, 60 cents times 3 kg, what you get? $1.80, all right? Return to your ITM or return to you. But if I bought it as, and you allow us to resell, for example, you have i5 10 gen, you know, and still working. So after we do some data wipe, we put some charges to you, but still the value of the unit, maybe we can buy 400, you know, 500. So there is a difference in the value returned to client also. And the best thing is we don't turn the good equipment into recycling, which should be the last option that we do. So the main thing is try to expand the life cycle of this equipment as long as possible. Okay, so in the production, in the recycling, this is what we do. This is what other client also should do, what other recycler also should do. It has to be 100% recycling. What we mean by 100% recycling is we should turn the waste asset into waste stream. Waste asset is like laptop, desktop, that's what we call it asset, the unit. So we should turn all this waste asset into a proper waste stream, which is plastic, aluminium, rubber, okay, where this can be resell as a recycling material. And the only things that is dangerous is the PCB. Just now I explained, right? So the PCB, like for us, we have a chemical plant where we do a fully recovery process to recover the precious metal content on that, which is gold, silver, platinum, palladium, and as well as copper. So kalau we tengok just now, you see from the green motherboard, no, actually contain a copper. From telco industry, they have a very good motherboard because no, they must have a very good electrical discharge process, right? So they have a very good precious metal content inside as well as copper content. So all this is what we call a proper recycling or recovery process. Okay, how and where to dispose e-waste in Malaysia? So actually there's a lot of companies. If you Google or you go into website, Department of Environment, you can go to the website, you can go to the facility. They are all companies which has been registered or has been licensed by Department of Environment to manage your e-waste. There are companies holding, in Malaysia, they are categorized into two. One, they call it as a partial. So SW110, you are a partial recovery or you are a full recovery. So they are all registered inside this DOE website. You can Google, you can check by state, you know, by in Pahang, who's the company managing SW110, in Johor, in Selangor. You can get all this detailed information. And as I shared here, we have two facilities, so we are registered with Department of Environment. Our Johor site is a full recovery. That means we have up to our chemical process, but our Penang site is only a partial process. That means if we process anything in Penang, after we dismantle, we can sell the plastic, aluminium to downstream, but the PCB need to be shipped to our Johor Bahru plant for further processing, further recovery process. Yeah. And then this is just to share with you guys our test present globally. TestM, this is not a marketing, actually just sharing with you guys, you know. We are established in more than 42 branches, more than 20 countries all over the world. So we expand with clients, you know. Let's say when I shared with you the brand own just now, Dell, Cisco, Ericsson, they are actually our client, our direct client. So whenever the client have present, mostly tests also have presence because we have like a global arrangement, easy for the client. For example, we have Dell. Dell have Malaysia. Dell also have in Singapore, in Indonesia, in Australia. So when they engage one company to manage all their waste, it's easy for them. So that's why test or we also grow with our client. We started as a recycling company. We recycle their waste, but later we grow because they want someone to look after their good equipment that still have life. So we expand. So this is how the business, and if you like, I think participant from Indonesia, we do have test Indonesia, we have test Thailand, no? So we are basically everywhere. Asia, Europe, US. So basically there's a lot of facility. What I want to say is there is a lot of facility, a legal premise, a legal company that actually can take and process e-waste properly. Yeah. So these are just sharing of our facility. If you guys are interested later on, maybe the teams would like to have like a physical site visit, or no, you can contact me or our team later. Then maybe your team can come and see more better what we do actually. This is just sharing how we actually do, how we manage equipment. Now we have our ITAC, we have our mechanical plant, we have a big crusher, that can eat up anything. And this is the chemical plant. Of course, when we have chemical plant, we must have a very good pollution equipment system. We have our dust collector system, acid. Cepatnya. Nak suruh I habis cepat ya. Okay, and then this is just our lab. Of course, we must test our sample, our waste before we discharge anything through our wastewater treatment plant. So we do have our own in-house lab with our ICP machine to test all the components lah, yeah. Okay, next. Ada lagi? Is there any slides after this? Okay, this is another business pillar that we as industry, we think is our responsibility, you know, to share our knowledge, to share what we have. So we actually also a registered training provider. We have, because we have facilities, no? We have the plants, we have the expertise. So we have client that is our responsible to tell them how they should manage their waste. So this is part of our training, education, awareness is actually part of our license compliance. So that's why to be a proper arrangement, we registered our company as one of HRDF training provider. So we manage in-house training, we manage public training, we do go to client site to actually educate their staff about e-waste, you know, when there is a requirement. And even for our own sustainability requirement, you know, for like our Test Malaysia, we have a minimum requirement of like 30 hours training record per employee per year. So with this kind of training capability, you know, we happy to share what we have with publics, with our clients, and so on. So if you guys are also interested, you can contact us. But this is part of our responsibility. So we take it as our CSR responsibility. So we do have a lot of programs actually, awareness program. I think can go to the next slide. We do attend exhibition with Department of Environment. Whenever they do have seminars, we took out one booth to explain, to bring some samples, to explain to other public, you know, what recycling is all about, what is waste is all about, you know. And then we also have some program with, I think, UUM. In next slide, there's a photos of our staff doing that program with Universiti Utara Malaysia. Yeah, we do have a lot of program also with schools, no, where they do collect their waste from the schools or even from the housing locality. So we pay them some token, no, and we collect their waste and we dispose properly. So these are just some of the program. Like for Johor, this year we continue the same program. We do have like every last Saturday of the month, we will put our people in front of JB DOE office. So public can just walk in, you know, bring your e-waste. So we will give you some tokens. There is brochures with how much we pay you. It's just a token. I know you buy your laptop 3,000, 4,000 and suddenly we just pay you like 10 ringgit, 15 ringgit. It's not the money. No, it's not the money that we should think of. It's what happened to that. What if I did not properly send it to a proper recycler? You know, there's a lot of other company, they can buy maybe for 100 ringgit, 200 ringgit, but what they do with your laptop? Like for us or for any other legal recycler, we have a lot of costs to incur. Just now I share with you, right? The monitoring, all this scrubber system need to be monitored. So that's why we are not able to pay public high compensation, no? But the main things is you have a better mind that you are a responsible civilian where you actually send your unused electronic equipment to a proper recycler. So this is what matters the most. Yeah. Is there any more slides? Okay, this is test our tagline. We protect, we preserve, we provide. Yeah, we can read the details. Protect is the main things because we take care of our client IP matters, security data. That's very important. We do want to preserve, we do preserve all these anything that the nature or environment take care of that. We do provide all these facilities, expertise. We took care of our people, environment. So this is our tagline, and I think everyone also should have the same mind. Yeah. Our journey to sustaining tomorrow. If you are interested, you can go to our test website. You can read our sustain report. We have done, I think for the last 4 years, we do have a sustainability report. So details of what company do to make sure whatever we do today will have a positive impact in future. So we want to be a responsible citizen, responsible company. Even today, for your information, we have a audit. Yeah, we call it a R2 audit. Anyone here knows what is R2 stand for? You have ISO 9000, you have ISO 14000. You guys know about that, right? So there is actually another certification. They call it R2. Last time we call it a responsible recycler. Now they use the terms of responsible reuse recycler. So for us to manage all these used IT equipment, we must be certified. We must be certified by an authority, which is SRI. And today is actually our big day. For next 3 days, we are having our R2 audit by auditor to actually certify our plant that we are having a process, a standard, fulfill the requirement, the compliance to actually manage a used equipment. So it's not something that we take it lightly. So we are very serious about this, and TESS is one of the company that is very serious about sustainability. Yeah, so I think that's the last slide that we have. I hope everyone here, the students, anak-anak semua has gained some information. If we have any questions or any additional info required, you can ask or you can jot down your question after that. And with that, I think I end my session today. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Madam Siti, for your sharing session just now. Now we will move to the Q&A session. Any participant who has any question, you can press the raise hand button, or you can directly ask the question in the chat box. So we have one question from Shafiq. So he asks, Salam Puan, on this e-waste recycling, if industry want to dispose, do they still need to apply through e-Swiss?
Yeah, as a legal facility, we must fulfill certain documentation required by the Department of Environment. If you talk about industry, yeah, that means companies, before we can engage them, there is a certain documentation like TWG form that need to be filled up. TWG is like an agreement. A company agree to appoint our company as their recycler, and we also agree to take up their waste for us to recycle. Because every single company that licensed under DOE, there are certain category, what we call the waste acceptance criteria, that we have to fulfill. We cannot just simply take anything. There is certain criteria that we have to follow. So with that, there must be an agreement between the waste generator and also the facility to do a recovery. And the movement after both parties has agreed, TWG sign, then the recycler or generator, they have to register also the ISWIS, which is the traceability, the movement where DOE, waste generator, and also the recovery facility have the responsibility to fill up every information on that ISWIS to actually track how much they send, how much we receive.
Okay, and Mr. Shafi also asked, did we need to pay for the transportation costs?
Depends before we engage the client, normally we start with the quotation. So quotation will basically, we will quote them based on the service. If their material are valuable, we will offer them some buyback value. Or if their waste are not really valuable, so basically we need to charge them for the services. There are companies, there are many of our clients, basically we just do service for them. For example, Lego?
Lego?
Ya,
Okay.
pernah pakai Lego kan? Lego is one of client yang we basically just service them. So anything they bring here, a good Lego in the nice box, unopened, we need to crush. So we don't pay them for the material, we charge them for the service.
Oh, I see.
So depends on the contracts, depends on the e-waste itself, whether there is a value that we can recover that can cover our processing costs, our logistic, so it depends. So we will give a quotation. They agreed, then we proceed. They don't agree, we can't say much because we have certain costs also.
Oh, that's why we need to apply through eSwiss first.
Yes.
Okay. So there's next question from Miss Nima. So I have a quick question. I am from Top Glove, a rubber manufacturer. Is there any chance of collaboration because we are currently looking for rubber lump, latex lump recycler?
Okay. Our license under TSM, we only allowed to collect 14 waste code out of 77. And our waste acceptance criteria is basically those with precious metal content. That's our last point. For example, you have like 409 inside that first schedule, right? But our 409 must contain precious metal because that's the plant that we built. We can only process some that fulfill our EIA EIA requirement. It's not everything we can collect. And you talk about rubber, I don't think we have much to offer your company.
Okay, I hope Miss Nima understand what.
But if you do have like your office equipment, your machinery, which is under SW110, that can be, we can work on that. But if you talk about your manufacturing waste or maybe your wastewater, I don't think that's applicable to our process or equipment here. Yeah.
So next question is from Ami. Salam Puan, if the company has e-waste product, but the amount is so small, like household quantity, is this required to dispose through e-waste or just normal disposal like PBT recycle center?
If you are a household, under DOE, I think they have come up with a new guideline how to dispose household equipment. Maybe later you can check with me. They have appointed, I think, more than 200 companies that can take up these household things, And later, once they compile everything, go through everything, then only they will send it to our plant. Because like us, we are the final processing. We don't collect one piece because of our nature of business. But for this household e-waste in Malaysia, DOE has come up with a new it's not 100% gazetted, but they have come up with the apa tu ways. They have appointed many companies to be the collector, to be the transporter. Maybe later I can share with you the details.
Okay. So next question is from Waino Hafiza. WAC created by waste generator or waste contractor or both?
Both. I would say it's a both. As a waste generator, you should have your own waste accepted. You should know your waste. That means you must send your waste to lab, to run the testing. What is the composition of your waste? And we, as a recovery facility, we normally will ask for a sample to match with our waste acceptance criteria that has been set in our EIA that meet our processing equipment. So if it doesn't meet our WAC, we are actually not allowed to collect your waste.
Okay, we move to the next question.
Like us, we also a waste generator. So when we run process, we also generate waste. So we also must send our waste to lab to have that analysis. What is our waste content? So when we want to dispose like our KA or something, we have our own that criteria in our waste acceptance.
Okay. So move to the next question is from Mr. Muhammad Hashri. Assalamu Puan, I have one question. How critical do we need to manage the general use e-waste, especially like bulb and ceiling fan? And if TESAM is handling this type of waste, how did the terms and condition for this waste management? I am from food industry.
Okay, if you talk about like fluorescent tube, right? Are you referring to your bulb? Fluorescent tubes. It actually falls under category 109. Okay, it falls under category 109, not SW110. But I understand industry have a lot of difficulties finding a recycler that take up this waste. Because if you send this waste to K, also these are the waste that actually have the most expensive cost to dispose. If you see the KA charges now, so fluorescent tube is actually the most expensive that we have to pay lah to actually get it processed properly. So we can't take that 109 because it's not in our license category. But what we do with our client, our current client, is we normally help them to dispose because no one want to take care of it. So I think we are part of our responsibility. So we will take it and we will dispose on behalf of them to Quality Alam.
Okay.
But we will normally not a big amount, just but we do charge them back. We take it as SW10, then we do segregation, then we declare that we generate 109. Then this 109 we will dispose to Quality Alam on behalf of client. So all this will have all this traceability tracking, how much we collect from client and how much we dispose to KA. It's basically part of our helping client.
Okay, next question is from Farah Nadia. Is there any tips to ensure that my electronics are disposed of securely and ethically to prevent from data theft from my electronics?
You're talking about data security?
Yeah, I think she talked about the data security.
Okay, like I said, when we talk about your laptop, your desktop, the most important and critical things that you have to take care is your hard disk. Okay, hard disk, there are few ways that you can do to actually secure whatever inside from leaking. Like from us, we have degaussing process. Degauss means they're using this electromagnetic process to totally damage whatever data inside. So we do have also, we call it a Blanco process, where we do a data wipe using this software, US registered software. You can do 3 wipe, 5 wipe, 7 wipe according to your requirement. Yeah? Sometimes under under financial institution, they have to do like 7 wipes. That means 7 times cleaning. So that every single wipes, every single hard disk that we process, there will be a certificate issued, not by us, by Blanco system. Yeah. So it's auto-generate. Will tell you whether it's a successfully wiped or not. If your data wiping process is not successful, we will do either the ghost process again, or we do a physical destruction. We will put your hard disk into a machine to destruct, to crush it.
Okay.
So basically, when you talk about hard disk, it ups to client. If you allow us to do a data wiping, that means your laptop will buy with a hard disk. There is still extra value. But if you don't allow us, so your hard disk will totally disrupt. So we will buy your unit laptop without the hard disk. So hard disk will go for the destruction process.
I see. So I have a few questions from our team that do I need to have any license to organize an e-waste collection campaign?
I don't think you require any license, but it's good if you can notify your local DOE office. Say you have that you plan to have this program, and you are working with this recycler. So like us also, we do work with certain house, we call it apa tu, taman-taman perumahan, So when they organize certain thing, that we just go there, we just put a registered as public programs.
Okay. So
It's a one-time program, I think. It's not a frequent every month that you need to actually register.
So maybe we can deal with a Department of Environment to do the collection of e-waste.
You can notify DOE, and normally DOE will give some reference or company that you can work with to manage your program.
So next question is from Mr. Bakhtia. Salam Puan, in your opinion, is the e-waste isolation in Malaysia successful or not?
I think the understanding, the awareness is increasing. Yeah, we have a lot of clients currently looking into refurbished resales of their IT equipment rather than straight to recycle. Yeah, and then I think when they have appointed registered or licensed recycler, I think even the client, they will have a more clear minds what happened to their e-waste. It's just that on the public, even industry also, there's a lot more awareness need to be explained to them, why it has to be like this, why it has to be like that. Because sometimes companies, they still look into how much they can gain, who can offer them the highest. Like us, if we bid with our competitor, we just do trading. I say trading is they don't have this facility, full recovery facility. Definitely they can offer a higher price than us because their cost is not much, We have a plan to run, we have monitoring equipment to be maintained, we have ISO certification that need to be done. All these are very cost. So if they still think the value as their main things, they will still choose a common trader. But if the awareness is there, and I think a lot of companies already have that, big companies, they already have that. So they will see your process first instead of how much value they can gain. So if the process of the company or recycling company is meeting their requirement, that's why it's important for a company to have ISO 9,000, 14,000, apa lagi, 45,000, and like us, we have R2, in place because we need to give a security to all these clients that their equipment, their e-waste or their second or their used equipment, even their used equipment are being treated properly.
Okay, so I think this is the last question from Sophia. Salam Puan, how about in education or research, especially universities? There will always be different chemicals in one waste code. If we submit for analysis, but then next month or at another time, there will be chemicals that are not the same as the sample that have been sent for laboratory analysis. Is there any characteristic effect or changes? Please give advice. Thank you.
Okay, I think that's more, if you can say, towards the manufacturer responsibility. Okay, and this manufacturer, before they actually develop a new product or new components, I think they have done this analysis, no? Because most of these recycler brand owner, they are also a responsible manufacturer. No, they have to make sure that the product that they use, the component that they use inside their product is basically has a very minimal negative impact to environment. Because whenever they produce a product, they actually already embedded the recycling cost inside that. Okay, so we will the last one to know, but that responsibility should be taken up by the manufacturer. And for us, when we take up the e-waste, we will normally ask for a sample. We do a test lab to identify what are the material or component or heavy metal inside the things. Then only we can quote the client whether we can process or we cannot process.
Okay. Thank you, Puan, for answering all the questions, and thank you for all the participants for actively participating in the Q&A session. For this session, I clearly see that e-waste is all about an each category. People should be aware that disposal e-waste must take a lot of precaution to ensure that we save the environment. Moving on to the next part, we will be having an exciting session for the participant. Please get your mobile phone ready to enter the quiz. Participant can also scan the QR code in the screen that we show below. Winner of this quiz will be given prizes. Do make sure that you are trying your best. So we will give you 5 minutes to enter the quiz. So we have here is 155 participants. So please join us. A great prizes is await for you guys. Sorry, there's a technical issue, so our technical team will figure out first. You can click the link that already shared by our team in the chat box. Sorry for the delay. We need few more minutes to figure out. So I hope everyone is ready. Okay, your quiz can start now. Right now, you can see that Ivy is leading. Now Amira is already behind Ivy. Come on, guys, the clock is ticking. It's already about the time. Now we will end the quiz session now. So the winner for this quiz is Aimee. Congratulations, Aimee. To the winner of the session, please contact our team later. So before we end our first session for today, all participants are required to turn on your cameras for our first photography session. I'll pass the floor to the technical team.
Hello everyone, please open your camera and get ready for our photography session. Okay. Okay, are you ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. One more freestyle. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay. Thank you everyone for the cooperation. I will hand this back to Aina.
Thank you, Myra. Toward the end of the quiz, it's remarked our first session had ended. Once again, I want a big thanks to Madam Siti for the insightful talk and everyone for participating in this session. Now please wait for Madam Noraini Abdul Malik to join our webinars. Give us a few more minutes to reach Madam Noraini first. Sorry for the delay. Sorry for delay, everyone. We need a few more minutes before continue to the next session. We start our second session at 3:45 p.m. So you guys can go and grab some drinks or you can go to the toilet first. Hi everyone, we all apologize for the delay. We are still waiting for our second speaker. Assalamualaikum and good evening everyone. Welcome back. We apologize for making everyone waiting for this session. It's good to see you all again. In this session, we are fortunate to have Madam Nuraini Abdul Malik, CePSWaM trainer, environmental consultant from Salam Isle Solution, to give us more insightful about practices of CePSWaM in industries. Here is the biography of Madam Nuraini. Madam Nuraini Abdul Malik is an industrial practitioner with over than 15 years experiences. She's passionate in training and education field and ready to share knowledge and skills with dynamic teams toward organization continual improvement. She has wide knowledge and experiences in quality and environment management system, schedule waste management, and total quality management. She was certified as professional schedule waste manager. She has undergone NIOSH the trainer, competency-based program, and also certified as HRDF trainer. Now, The presentation is about to begin. Kindly remember to mute your microphone during the presentation to avoid interruptions. Without further ado, I would like to humbly welcome Madam Nuraini Abdul Malik to the stage.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. Very good evening.
Salam Puan.
Hi, Aina. Okay. Everyone, can you hear my voice?
Yes, clear Puan.
Here. Right, give your thumbs up. I see 1, 2 thumbs up here. Muhammad Ashrik, Huzaili, Zakwan, Madam Nur Ain. I think I know Madam Nur Ain. Siti Nurbaya, Zakwan. Okay, Alhamdulillah. Alright, so you can hear my voice lah. Okay, my name is Nuraini Abdul Malik. You can call me Aini or Madam or Puan Nuraini lah. Okay, thank you for the organizer to invite me today. Ras, Rakan Alam Sekitar UiTM, right? And under UiTM, on their program Friends of Nature Summer Camp. This is the first time I heard about this program, and I try to give my best to share the knowledge of SCADWAY's practice in industry in Malaysia. Are you okay so far? Can hear? I will share my slide now. All right. Everyone can see my slide?
Yes Puan.
Yes, yes.
All right, thank you. Okay, so without further delay, I would like to start our session today. Actually, I hope this session just a sharing session about schedules management in Malaysia. I believe you all already heard about schedules before this, because I see the tentative. Just now you all have a talk from Miss Madam Siti Sarah about e-waste, effect e-waste to environment. So I hope you all are already aware on the effect of e-waste on environment. Okay, so I would like to start. Okay. In this evening, I would like to share with you with only 3 key points about schedules management in Malaysia. Starting with schedules management, just a simple overview, not very complex. If you want to go for details, you can go for schedules certified course. Soon I will share with you at the end of this session, right? Okay. Number 1 is about schedules management. Number 2, relevant environmental legislation. And number 3 is only about competent person. CP stand for competent person. But today specifically, I will share about CePSWaM. CePSWaM is a acronym for Certified Environmental Professional Schedules Manager in Malaysia. All right. So far until today, did you know how many schedules has been generated worldwide and in Malaysia? Anyone knows? Anyone knows about how many schedules has been generated? For your information, globally we call it hazardous waste. Hazardous waste. In Malaysia, only we call it scheduled waste. Okay. For the fact, from 2001 2019 in United States, they manage scheduled waste, or they call hazardous waste, about 35 million tons, 30 million tons. And specifically in Malaysia, of data 2019 shows that Malaysia generates scheduled waste about 4.0 million tons. The most come from power plant, metal refinery, and chemical industry. And also electrical and electronic contribute about 47.1%, about 2.3 million ton. Just now you all if you join a previous talk from Madam Puan Siti Parmin, there's the title about effect of the e-waste. Okay, e-waste is a part of schedule waste. The code number is SW110. If we see the data here, 2019, most come from power plant and also electric and electronic waste. And due to COVID-19, last 2 years, it shows that clinical waste also increased about 7.5%. Clinical waste, also hazardous waste, falls under SW404. This data I got from DOSM, which is Department of Statistics Malaysia. If you want to know further data or fact, you can go to the DOSM line, and or else you go to website DOE. All right, this is the fact. And why I show you the fact that how many schedules has been generated, because the more we generate schedules, the more we will got problem on schedules management, because it harmful to the environment and also harmful to the human health. So now if you can see here, there are 9,465 competent persons certified by EMAS. As you know, I am the trainer for CePSWaM course, certification course. So far, we have only 5,299 competent person in CePSWaM, or competent person in schedule waste management in Malaysia. We need a lot more competent person. So if you all graduate, after you graduate, or even you have already have diploma or SPM with 3 years experience in industry, you can come to the CePSWaM course to become a competent person. Inshallah, if you study and follow the module and focus during class, we will pass the exam. I will share this meta letters at the end of this session. I will share about the course. But so far, what I like to highlight, is about the numbers of competent person in Malaysia still low. If you can see here, 5,000, but we have much more industry out there that need competent person to manage schedules to avoid environmental pollution. All right, why we must manage a schedule properly? Why? Number one is to avoid pollution to the environment, and also to avoid human health effect. As we know, if you come from Malaysia, 3 years back, we got a problem at Sungai Kim, for example, but still in investigation. Illegal dumping, about case illegal dumping, how they dumping all the toxic waste to the river, to the land, and effect to the trees and also to the human. And it incurred cost, cost very high, about million cost to clean up the area that has been polluted by schedule waste. So that's why we must to manage schedule waste properly. Okay. This is some example of cases from worldwide, and also I give some example in local case. You can see here is a big disaster. For example, case in Japan around 1985, 1984. We know as a Minamata disease. Whereas sometimes referred to Minamata disease, is a neurological syndrome caused by severe mercury poisoning. Okay, methyl mercury was discharge from industrial area nearest to Minamata Bay, which is effect to the villages that most of the villages are the fishermen and they eat all food from the Minamata Bay. What happened is Cisco Corporation industry has discharged their effluent without treatment to the Minamata Bay, and all the biological, all the biomarine life has been polluted, including all the villages. Okay, if you can see here, the data shows that 2,000 people died. Data show 2,000, but I believe they're more than that. From my study, some paper wrote that including this disease affect almost 3 generations of the Minamata Bay villages. And then we go to Love Canal case, which is in US around 1942 to 1953, where Hooker Chemical industry, Hooker Chemical, dumped nearly 2,000 tons of various chemical waste, including dioxin, at the Love Canal. Okay. The Love Canal is not useful as a canal. The Love Canal was sealed off and both ends and used in the 1980 and 1950 as hazardous waste disposal site, and then has been sold to Niagara Falls. The developer developed that area, become a resident, become an office, become including a school for the children. And what happened in another 30 years, around 1978, a medical emergency was declared when a school and home built on the dump site lead to various public health complaints, including miscarriage. You see, the illegal dumping was done on 1942, 40 something, and then the effect come after 30 years after, right? 30 years after that. And then what happened is the US declared that Love Canal area is a disaster area, and then they clean up all the area, study how to manage the scheduled waste, and then seal the area. So move all the resident from that area. Another one case we call Ita disease, which is also in Japan, Toyama, where the villages mostly plant a paddy field polluted by cadmium. That cadmium poisoning come from mining activity. So it was disaster at Japan. That another case, Ita disease. And if we can see Malaysia case, you can find Malaysia case mahkamah ataupun from DOE website. Okay, one of the case is at Penang, illegal dumping. At the Pangkor Island, from Penang, illegal dumping of potassium cyanide and also aluminium oxide at Labis, Johor. And recently, as you can see, the case mahkamah, penalty 20,000 is about gagal menyediakan orang berwibawa. That means there's no competent person at that company for maybe after give one or two warning from DOE, then they do not have any competent person, so that become get a penalty from DOE. Another case, 10,000 is about illegal storage of scheduled waste. For your information, if you want to store your scheduled waste on site under your company, there's no need to get a license. But if you want to store outside ataupun kita panggil or we call it off-site storage, you must choose off-site storage with the license. You cannot put your scheduled waste into any area, land or residential. Alright, what is actually inside the schedules? Anyone here know what is actually inside schedules? I give you one example. If you can see here, this is a PCB, printed circuit board. If you come from electronic or electric or electronic industry, you can see this is a PCB with electronic component and a solder, and maybe I got a flux. If you want to dispose this part, discard PCB, it falls under SW110. The code is 110, type electronic waste. Okay, what is inside schedules actually? Most of the schedules got two main items, which is hazardous. And for this case, if 110, it's not only have a hazardous material, it also has a precious metal. From electronic, they also got gold, silver, copper inside the component or the item. That's why we have to manage schedules properly according to the legal, in order to avoid pollution to the environment from the hazardous material such as cadmium, lead, lithium. And also we have to recover schedules to get back the precious metal. As we know that the precious metal is a non-renewable resource, which is natural resources. Once we use it, we cannot produce it again. So that how we're going to get back the natural resources that's come from schedules that we recover. All right, this is one of the example, but for your information, we got 77 categories. So I just give you, for today, I just give you one category only, for example, which is 110, right? Okay, another thing, that's why we must manage our schedules properly, because it harmful to the human. Number one, of course, they are harmful to the environment. And then the environment finally come to our body, ourselves. If you can see the diagram here, if you exposed to the schedules without any proper PPE, maybe from inhalation, maybe from contact, maybe from ingestion, it will affect your body effect. You will affect your body and life circulation, such as the cardiovascular system, nervous system, organ, liver, kidney, and so on. As you see before, as I mentioned before, for itai disease at Japan cases just now, cadmium, they replace the calcium in our bone, and then that's why you see the people there, picture there, the people with soft bone, cadmium, and then methyl mercury also attack kidney, liver, and other organs. So this is very harmful and dangerous to the human. That's why we must manage schedules properly. Alright, ni my profile. I don't start with my profile, balik kepada profile pula. Okay, sorry. Okay, so now you know why we must manage our schedule properly. That's why Jabatan Alam Sekitar, Department of Environment under EMAS, Environmental Institute of Malaysia, conduct a training for competent person. So this is the picture that I conduct training for competency for CePSWaM. Soon, if you interested, you can join. All right. In Malaysia, we have parties that manage schedules. We start with a waste generator. All these three parties, we have three parties involved in schedules management in industry. This is scope in industry, not residential. There's three parties, which is waste generator, waste transporter, or we call it contractor, and also prescribed premises or occupier, and monitor by Department of Environment. So overall, we have three parties, including DOE, to manage schedules in industry. Okay, if you can see here, waste generator. What does it mean by waste generator? By law, waste generator means any person who generates schedules. If you don't know what is schedules, after this I will show you what is schedules actually, the definition was schedules. Waste generator means any person who generates schedules. In our scope, in industry, means that any company, service, or industry that generates schedules. No matter how much it generates, it must have one competent person to manage the schedules. And then contractor, interpretation of contractor means here is any person licensed by the Director General of Environmental Quality under subsection 18 1A of the Act. Subsection 18 means licensing lah. Contractor here means waste transporter. Waste transporter means lorry or transporter who collect the schedules from industry and bring it to the prescribed premises. And then in the third parties is the prescribed premise. In Malaysia, we have 6 types of prescribed premise, which is off-site recovery facilities, incinerator, off-site treatment facilities, and off-site storage facilities, secure landfill, and including, not here, is including land treatment. Prescribed premises, interpret by law means that premise prescribed by the Environmental Quality Prescribed Premises, Scheduled Waste Treatment and Disposal Facilities Order. Means that this prescribed premise only can operate as a recovery, treatment or storage of scheduled waste if they get the license from DOE. All right. So far, this is only 3 parties and monitored by DOE that manage the scheduled waste in industry. All right, the next slide is about principle of scheduled waste management. So far in Malaysia, we got 2 principles to manage scheduled waste. The first principle is we call it cradle to the grave. What does it mean by cradle to the grave? Cradle to the grave means waste generator, once they generate a scheduled waste, they have to dispose their scheduled waste to the off-site recovery or treatment scheduled waste prescribed premises using waste transporter or contractor. And then after the off-site recovery or prescribed premise process or recovery or treat their scheduled waste, and then the residue must be sent to the final disposal, or we call it secure landfill ataupun disposal facilities. This we call cradle to the grave. Means you generate scheduled waste, you must treat it before you send it to the secure landfill. Another principle, a second principle, we call it cradle to cradle, which is as a waste generator, you have an option whether you want to send to the off-site recovery for treatment, or you can send your scheduled waste to the waste receiver. Waste receiver here means that a prescribed premise with the license that can reuse, reutilize, or co-processing your scheduled waste become a raw material or become a secondary product, or use your scheduled waste material, scheduled waste generation as a energy sources. So there's 2 principles here. One we call it cradle to grave, which is your scheduled waste sent to the off-site recovery or treatment facilities and direct to the residue go to the secure landfill. And another choice we call it cradle to cradle, whereas which is you punya waste as a waste generator, you can transfer or you can call transporter to collect your scheduled waste and send to the waste receiver. They will use reutilize or co-processing of scheduled waste become a secondary product, right? So far, okay? Am I too fast?
So far good, madam.
Okay. Okay, that's the principle. And then we also have database management for scheduled waste management in Malaysia. This one you can go to the website FNSC, electronic system, scheduled waste information system. You have to log in first, but this one you cannot go it by personal. Maybe if you student, you cannot go it by personal. You must go under your company. First thing first, you must get the DOE file number for your company. If you work for the company, or if you was appointed as a competent person, the first step is to get the file number, DOE file number from the DOE branch, nearest branch, and then you can register. Once you register, then you can sign in as usual. Sign in is a user-friendly data what we call a website, which everyone can use it, right? If you can see, there's a tab for home, your e-portal, support list, waste list, and facilities list. For your information, you can find out a facility list. Facility list means prescribed premise around Malaysia. You can filter it according to the code, according to the state, according to the name of company. Everything you can get from this website, right? Even though you are not signed in, the facility list you can see. But for update the data, you must sign in first lah. Alright, and then we go to the relevant environmental legislation. As we must manage schedule waste properly according to the legal, we must know what is the relevant environmental legislation related to schedule waste management, right? Here, some of the not some this is the relevant legislation related to environmental related to schedule waste management in Malaysia. We have buku akta ataupun Environmental Quality Act 1974. As you can see in the yellow one, maybe I got another color, pink. Outside there, and go to bookstore, buy one untuk see what in the content. Okay, this is the Environmental Quality Act 1974. Under this act, we got some section related relevant section to environmental schedule waste management, and also regulation and order, including regulation and order. If you want to know more about this regulation, I suggest you to go to the maybe basic waste management course, or you can go for competency, right? Okay. I asked just now, do you know what is schedule waste definition? What is the schedule waste definition? Okay, by law, schedule waste definition means any waste prescribed by the minister in the regulation as schedule waste, falling within the categories of waste list in the first schedule, right? Okay, if you want to manage schedule waste, we must follow the schedule listing in the Environmental Quality Schedule Waste Regulation 2005. In order to manage schedule waste, we must follow 7 schedule. We have 7 schedule. Okay, so the operation to manage schedule waste actually follow the schedule one by one. Okay, but for the definition, number 1, you have to refer to first schedule. Okay, this is the first schedule. The first schedule consists of 5 group divided by 5 group. That's mean we have 77 category of schedule waste. Just now I show you only one schedule waste, which is SW110, but we have 77 categories divided by 5 groups. Each group contain a different constituent, like a schedule waste 1 means group 1. Schedule waste group 1 content of metals and metal bearing waste. Group 2 contains a waste containing principal inorganic constituent, which may contain metals and organic materials. That means the main content from schedule waste group 2 come from inorganic, such as used mineral acid. Okay, and then the group 3, waste containing principally organic constituent, which may contain metals and inorganic material. Okay, that means that the main content from group 3 come from organic schedule waste, such as used mineral oil, spent hydraulic oil, spent lubricating oil. Okay, and group 4, which is waste which may contain either inorganic or organic constituent. That means it might come from organic and inorganic or contaminated. For example, if you use a glove, to clean a machine using degreaser. That means the glove was contaminated with degreaser. Or if you use cotton rag to clean up all spillage, that means that cotton rag contaminated with oil. So this schedules falls under group 4, SW401. That's one example lah. Okay. And the final one is a group 5, which is others waste, others than 1, 2, 3, 4 group lah. Alright. Okay. Okay, this is the first schedule. I only show you first schedule, not the other schedule. If not, we will take a longer time. Okay. Other than that, we have also the section related to schedules management, which is the main section about schedules management. Sorry. Section 34B. What is Section 34B under legislation? Section 34B is a prohibition against placing deposit, etc. of schedules. What does it mean by etc.? Etc. means no person shall place deposit or dispose or cause or permit to place deposit or dispose of except at prescribed premise only any schedules or on land or into Malaysia waters. That means that you cannot simply throw or dumping your schedules to the land or into the water in Malaysia and out Malaysia selain except at prescribed premise. Just now I show you we have 5 type of prescribed premise, right? So if you generate schedules, you must send your schedules to the prescribed premise. You cannot simply throw it or put it or store it at the back of your company ataupun at your backyard. So this is section 34B, or any person who contravene this section shall be guilty of an offence and shall be liable to imprisonment for a period not exceeding 5 years and fine not exceeding 500,000 ringgit Malaysia. If you do a legal dumping and then has been charged, do it or dispose at another except at prescribed premise, you will be liable to imprisonment for a period not exceeding 5 years and fine not exceeding 500,000 ringgit. And the imprisonment is compulsory. Compulsory means as a minimum imprisonment 1 day, even though you pay the fine. Another section related to schedules management, which is section 43. Who will be charged? If you do illegal dumping, who will be charged? In section 43, it said that a director, manager, or other similar officer or partner of the company, firm, society, or other body of a person was purporting to act, but must under court lah, under court. And then another section related to schedules management is section 41. Section 41 is about fine not exceeding 10,000 ringgit or 2 imprisonment not exceeding 2 years or 2 both. This means that for example there's no competent person in the company. Okay, there's no competent person in the company, so the director or manager or officer or any person that include under section 43 will be fine not exceeding 10,000 ringgit or imprisonment not exceeding 2 years or both. Both mean fine and imprisonment. Alright, so that who is competent person? What is competent person? Competent person, a person who manage schedules at a company or industry. Okay, this person certified by DOE. Okay, under section 49A 1B, an owner or occupier or premise shall employ. That means industry or company or service corporation must employ 1 workers or employee that competent to conduct of the schedules management. So if you want to become a competent person, that means you fall under section 49A 1B. Okay, what is a competent person roles and responsibility? Okay, not only the competent person roles and responsibility, as I explained before, to manage schedules, we have three parties come from waste generator. So waste generator has a responsibility to store, treat, recover schedules in a proper manner. Proper manner means you have to manage it according to the legal, deliver and receive safely at prescribed premise for treatment, disposal and recovery. This means that you must use contractor or licensed contractor or licensed transporter to deliver or to transport the schedules from your company to the prescribed premise. And then before you transport it, you must package it, label according to the prescribed guidelines. If you join the class or competency course, we will show you how to package it, how to label it according to the guideline. Okay, this is another example of schedules. Just now I show you 110. So this is, if you can see here, we have dirty, so dirty. Dirty glove. Dirty glove ni actually contaminated glove, contaminated glove or contaminated rag. The glove that you use in the industry, contaminated or polluted with oil or maybe with chemical, that falls under SW 410. Another example such as clinical waste, clinical waste or pathological waste come from hospital and clinic, which is ability to the ability to spread disease. This one we fall under SW 404. Example of clinical waste is like your string, like a swab, and also human partial body. That one is 404. And then slush, you can see slush come from IETS, Industrial Effluent Treatment System. The code is SW204. Slag, maybe dross, aluminium dross, SW104. Spent oil, SW305, and also e-waste. E-waste, electric waste, SW110. This only 6 I show you. Total we have 77 code and category. Okay, who manage schedules? Of course, competent person in the company, but as a company or company owner or the occupier, you must employ a competent person. CePSWaM lah, we call it CePSWaM. CePSWaM. Okay, for your information, under EMAS, we got many competent person. You can see here, we have wet filter, we have IETS BP, biological, CePSWaM PCP, physical chemical treatment, POME, yang ini untuk this one for palm oil, and yang I highlight today, what I highlight today only CePSWaM. If you interested to join another course, you can search it or Google it under EMAS, EIMAS. It's a good opportunity for you as a maybe as a fresh graduate or as a workers to increase your employable opportunity. Right? Okay, this is how to become a competent person. Okay, this is a cycle I share to you. First thing first, you must register. Oh, before that, there's a minimum entry requirement, which is you must have candidate must hold a diploma or degree in science or engineering, or certificate from SKM, any polytechnic ataupun community college SKM, diploma or degree in another discipline. Other than science and engineering, you must have 1 year experience in industry, or else you just have SPM, it's okay, but you must have 3 years experience handling schedules with a support document from your company. So the minimum entry requirement, if you comply, then you can come to register to CePSWaM course. Okay, the first step is course registration, and then attend the course, 90% attend. And then course assignment. That means during the class, during the course, we have a 5 days course. We have 6 modules. You have to do some assignment, not very heavy assignment, just a light assignment, assist by trainer or facilitator during the course, and then you have to submit the assignment. That assignment carry mark, you get 30% for the exam. And then on the 5th day, you must sit for the examination. Examination, we have 2 papers, practical and theory. Okay, practical and theory. And then once you complete, attend and do the assignment during the course, the 5-day course, you will get temporary cert, first level cert, competency certificate, which is expired in 1 year, within 1 year. So after you sit for examination, you must wait for the result. The result normally come about 2 to 3 months. 2 to 3 months. You can check your result online. You can check your result online. Once you pass both paper, practical and theory, then you can start to do your field training report. Field training report. You have to do field training report. Minimum data need 6 months. That means you attach to the company, whether company that you already work with or any other company that agree you do their FTR in your company. Minimum data is 6 months, and then you have to submit your FTR report to the IMAS. IMAS located at UKM Bangi, by hand or by courier. Okay, and then wait for interview. If they call you for interview, you have to present. If they don't call you for interview, you wait for the result. Luckily, if you don't get the interview, that's mean you wait for the result until you get the email email and letter from IMAS that said that you is already competent. Once you become a competent, you have to complete. You have to collect CPD hours. In order to maintain your knowledge and skill, you must maintain your CPD hours. How many CPD hours? CPD hours 40. 40 CPD hours per year. It count starting from 1st January until 31st next year, January. So you have to update your activity to collect CPD hours, come from operation and also come from attending seminar, okay, self-study, read books about environment, update to the NRCP database. So this is a cycle how to become a competent person. All right. This one, once you attend the course, you have knowledge, and you also and then you go to the company, you improve your skill from the knowledge you know you get from the course, and then you become a good computer person. Okay, this is about CPD hours. After you become a computer person, you have to collect CPD hours, total 40. Come from 2 categories. Category 1, improve knowledge, as I said before. You attend course, seminar, training, online, offline, read a books. And then number 2, maintain continuous competence in the operational aspect, means that you handle schedules. As for me, I train the people so that one become a operational. For yang bekerja, workers, means that update inventory, do audit, that one operational lah. Okay. And the total annual accumulate of CPD must be submitted before 31st January every year. Make sure you collect 40 CPD hours to maintain your name inside the NRCP database, become as a computer person. All right, what is the benefit to become a computer person? Of course, once you attend the course, you will be able to explain the legal requirement. Just now I show you only half part of the legal requirement. But if you attend the course, you can explain the legal requirement of schedules management. And then you can able to identify, classify, and categorize schedules, implement sound and effective schedules management practice, formulate and implement plan full of compliant with the regulation requirement of the Environmental Quality Schedules Regulation 2005. And the bonus is if you become a computer person, you already take care of our mother nature from schedules pollution, and you also get opportunity, increase employment opportunity in industry. And the final one is that become a competent person is the first step to become a environmental professional. It's a good career path for your job, for yourself in local, global. All right, if you interested, you can come to the course. This is the course that we conduct, me and my TP training provider under Greenbelt. If you want, you can go to the website. Just type in CePSWaM. So you will find this website. All right, that's all for me. Is it okay? Any question? If you want to ask any question related to schedules management, you can ask. Feel free to ask. I will try to answer based on my experience. Okay, thanks.
All right. Thank you, Madam Raini Abdul Malik, for sharing session just now. Now we will have a Q&A session. If any participant have any question, you can press the raise hand button to ask your question, or you can directly type on the chat box. So while waiting for the question, I have a question to Madam Raini, since I am a fresh graduate student.
All right.
So what is it important for us as a fresh graduate to join the competency, or we need to go under the company, not
Alright.
by ourselves?
Okay. For this course, it's optional. That means you can go under company. That means after you graduate, maybe you get offer from a company. If the company appoint you as a environmental officer, or maybe you in charge of ISO, maybe you in charge as a compliant officer, they will send you to this course. But it's not all a company will send you this course. But if you're interested in environmental career path, this is important. This is the first step lah. May I know what is your first degree? Your current degree?
Oh, I'm final year student for chemical engineering.
Oh, chemical engineering is very related to your degree. For information, schedules basic come from chemical. It's very good if you come from a chemical background. Not saying that other background is not good, but no. But basically, schedules, the gist, the basic is a chemical. But if you're interested, if you're not from chemical, from engineering, from science, for others background also can join.
So for any company, how many competent person that they must have?
Okay. For by law, one company must appoint one competent person, but depends on the operation. If the company running 24 hours, that means day and night they must have two. Depends on DOE branch lah. Okay. DOE decision, but based on my experience, for one company, depends on their operation. If they have 2-3 branch, so each branch must have one competent person. If they're running 24 hours, must have day and night. Okay. Is it okay?
Okay, madam. So there's a few questions for my team. For any safety or health issue during workplace, which must have responsible for CePSWaM trainer or environmental officer?
Sorry, you can read again?
For any safety or health issues during
safety
workplace,
Yes,
which must have responsible CePSWaM trainer or environmental officer?
Okay. Safety and health issue can come from various causes. From chemical, of course, from schedules also can have a healthy safety and health issue. Okay. By legal, of course, we find out first safety officer. But if you competent person, schedules competent person, you must also monitor all the technical or the safety and health issue related to schedule waste. Okay, let's say during operation there's a spillage on schedule waste. schedules, that means the safety and health issue lah. So you as a computer person in that company, you must take charge to clean up all the schedule spillage. Collaborate with the safety officer. Yeah.
Okay, clear, madam. So if any company that they do not have any competent person, is it wrong or the DOE can, take issue?
Yes. Take penalty. Just now I show you 10,000 ringgit.
So
10,000
that every
ringgit.
company must have,
Yes,
as you
must
mentioned,
have.
one competent person.
Yes, at least one. If there are no competent person appointed by the company, for the first time maybe okay. Second time they come and still no competent person, the penalty it will give you penalty lah, 10,000 ringgit or imprisonment not more than 2 years or both. Depends on the cases.
Okay, so for some cases, if any student, not just chemical engineering student, they
Yeah.
want to join the competent person,
Mhm.
we can join that, or it's only for certain course?
You can join as a minimum entry requirement. Have a degree, diploma. First thing first, science and engineering. But if other than science and engineering, you must have experience. But now that one at the early stage, I conduct this course. But now we can accept any background, degree, diploma, SKM level, as long as you interested to join and love to study about schedules management.
So I think this is a last question. What is
Yes.
your advice for the fresh graduate student about competent person that maybe some of us does not sure what we must focus as the competent to join the competent person? So what is your advice?
My advice is number one. You must plan your career path. That's number one. Okay. Either you get a job or not get a job, itu second thing lah. Okay. The first thing, you must plan your career. Must plan your career. Which area you want to go. Okay. In Malaysia, we got a lot of industries. A lot of industry. If you want to go to oil and gas, or you want to go to manufacturing, if you want to go to service, a lot of industry. Please do some research before you graduate, before you apply for a job. Okay, plan first, and then got or not got offer or not got offer, that's another thing. Okay, once you become for competency, it's a choice, optional. That means you can go to the industry first, look around what your passion, what your needs, and according to your plan, and then go for request from your company to go for the certification course, or you invest for yourself for competency course. For me, invest for yourself is much more better than you invest to others thing in the world, in this world. Which this means that you invest for knowledge, invest for skill. It's good for you for the future.
Okay, so we have a question from our participant, from Madam Nohafiza. So the question is, Madam, there are companies appointed one competent person even though they have two branches, because from EQA not stated number of competent person for each company. What is your opinion?
Okay, my opinion is, okay, back to your operational. If you have one or two branch or three branch, okay, is it located? Where is it located? Is it nearest or sebelah or state to state? So state to state, if branch you must have two competent person. But go back to nearest branch DOE, ask them how many competent person this company must have. For me, I will answer based on my experience and based on my knowledge on this course lah. Normally, they will back to the company operational and the location of the company. Okay, let's say you have a branch in Melaka satu and in Terengganu satu branch, the same company but different branch. Of course, you must have two competent person. But some company, their branch nearest. This mean one lot and one lot sebelah-sebelah. That's why maybe bukan consider one computer person. Is it okay?
Sorry. Next question is from Mr. Izwan. Can I know course fees for CePSWaM?
CePSWaM, the letters are 3,790, if I'm not mistaken. 3790 or 3970, something like that. 3K above lah, nearest to 4K. For 5 days, 5 days including 5 days including examination lah, 5 days.
Okay, so next question is from Aisha. I will join the CePSWaM by this month of May. What's mean of FTR less than 80%? So if we get more than 80%, so we do not need to interview. What the tips to pass FTR report?
The tip to pass the FTR report, you have to report everything about schedules on your company. Follow the format. Okay, number one, you must follow the format. Okay, IMAS already provide the format of FTR. Okay, if you follow the format, it's not a problem how to pass the FTR. For interview session, do as best as you can for the report until they cannot find any plagiarism, so that they will call you for interview, hopefully.
Okay, we have two last questions.
All right.
From Mr. Hisham. How many CPD or PDH point can you use to renew the CePSWaM from joining environmental audit?
Renew? I'm not clear with that question. Sorry. How many?
How many CPD/PDH point can you use to
PDH.
renew the CePSWaM?
The only thing I'm familiar is CPD. PDH I'm not familiar. CPD only I'm familiar. CPD hours 40 complete 40 CPD hours to maintain your name in the NRCEP database.
Okay, maybe Mr. Hisham need to write
Maybe,
the
yeah.
question again. And last one from No Akila. Madam, it is compulsory for us to finish FTR report in 1 year. What if the DOE coming to premises and the temporary cert already expired? Do we still receive the penalty?
Okay. First thing I need to know, siapa tadi? Akila.
Yeah, Akila.
Akila. Where you pass? What is the date you pass your both paper? Because IMAS already amend the requirement for FTR. Before COVID, we have 1 year only to complete the FTR. But after COVID, they give us another 2 years. Okay, what happened if you you do not do your FTR within 1 year? If you pass the examination after COVID, you can show your temporary cert. Of course, your temporary cert is expired within 1 year. You have a potential to get the penalty, but the benefit is the advantage is after COVID is you do not resit examination after 1 year without do FTR.
So I hope No Akila clear with
If
Madam
you're not
Aini
clear,
answer.
you can PM me.
Okay,
After this,
with that, it's mark an end for our Q&A session. Thank you, Madam, for answering all those questions, and thank you everyone for actively participating in the Q&A session. There's a lot of information given by Madam Nuraini on how to be a competent person in CePSWaM. Moving on to the next part, we'll be having an exciting session for the participant. Please get your mobile phone to enter the quiz. You can also scan the QR code that show on the screen. So we'll give you 5 minutes to enter the quiz.
may I join the quiz?
Yeah, sure, Madam. We wait for a few more minutes to ensure that all participants can join the quiz. Come on, everyone. Okay, we will start the quiz now. Come on, guys, the clock is ticking and it's already about to end. So the quiz has come to an end. The winner for this quiz is Damien. Congratulations to the winner of this session. To the winner of this session, please contact our team later. Before we end our last session, all participants are required to turn on your cameras for our last photography session with Madam Nuraini. I'll pass the floor to the technical team.
Hello everyone, please open the camera for our photography session. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, one more. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, last one, freestyle. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you everyone. Okay, I will pass this to Aina.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Myra. So at the end of the quiz, it's remarked our final session today had ended. Once again, a big thanks to Madam Nuraini Abdul Malik for the wonderful talk and everyone for participating in this session. We are apologize for any difficulties during the event today. Ladies and gentlemen, by the end of the quiz session, it remarked that we have to meet the end of this program. We hope you enjoyed today's session. Before we end, do remember to fill out the form provided in the chat box, or you may scan the QR code. That's good job, everyone. We have done our first week of webinars today. Quick reminder to everyone, the theme for next Saturday webinar on 11 March 2023 is Air Pollution Crisis at 9 a.m. The meeting links will be blast on WhatsApp group and email on Friday. Please alert and do attend the upcoming session. With that, I end this meeting today, and participants who already filled the form may leave the meeting now. Once again, thank you, Madam Aini.
All right, thank you all.